Hello and welcome to Tutorial 101. Here's how we're gonna do fuck, I can't do it. Anyways, I'm just gonna show you on this piece of fabric that I have. So imagine this is your shirt. Imagine this is the spine folded in half like a symmetrical tie, right? So this is gonna be the center of your shirt. What I do is I figure out how long it is, right? So like for instance, this is 17 inches. Um, Stand by. I'm gonna write some stuff down because there's a little bit of math involved in it. Okay, so we got 17 inches is the length, right? I'll say that's length. So if I want to do like 17 sucks because nothing's ever 17 inches. Let me just, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. All right, so take 17. Let's say you want to do within this 4 sections of the changes, right? You have to make sure you're gonna have enough. Oh balls! What am I thinking of here? I mean, so it depends on what you want out of the look, right? So let's say you have this. If you want it where the diamonds are like this, going all the way down, right? So you're gonna have a line that goes through here, here, here. I'll explain these in a second. These lines right here are gonna be like your vertical or your horizontal lines that you want to draw. So for shit, what is it? Okay, sorry. I know how to do it. I've never had to explain it. So there's gonna each point that is gonna be in your direction change is a line. Right. So let's say if I wanted 4 here, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, I'm gonna need 8 lines. So I do 17 because I got 17 inches divided by 8 lines equals whatever the answer is there. Shit, I got my laptop. Hang on. So if we do 17 divided by 8, basically it says it's 2.125. So that's going to be your inches that you make your marks at. So what I would do, since it's just like a little over, well actually let's see, 1.25 goes into 250, and it goes into 5 4 times. So it's an eighth of an inch, basically 2 and an eighth of an inch. If you're trying to be super technical, you could get away with just doing like 2-inch marks. And then just leave like the top one a little bit more, right? So I'm going to do one at 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that top one. It's going to be a little bit bigger than the others, but it should be fine. I know you have one of these rulers, so once I get my marks, you want to draw your straight line this way. These are going to be your stop points for when you're starting to draw your lines out. Right. You just want to make sure they're square as possible, or you'll get like wonky results out of it. Alright, so that's the last one. So, now what I'll do is draw another vertical line. This is going to be my straight guideline, basically, that I'm going to do points off of. Make sure you can see that. Okay, so that, essentially think of these is the points here, right? So it's like you're gonna have some that go this way, and then you're gonna have these lines going that way, and then you're gonna alternate them up. The way that I do that personally is I measure an equidistant point on, like, let's say I want to do 2 inches, right? So if I go 2 inches, I put my dot here, then I would skip this one and do 2 inches on this side of the line. I got 1, 2 here, and then you just kind of alternate up and down. So I use this and just get my 2-inch mark, and then every other line make my dot. Same thing here, I got a 2-inch all the way up. So do 1, 2, right? So now these dots you play connect the dots with. So let's actually just go ahead and bring it all the way down that way. This one here. I always start with one color, and then once I get past this, like this is my initial guideline, right? So basically when I'm pleating up, once I get all these other lines drawn on here, this zigzag is gonna become straight, my straight line. This is my main guideline for keeping everything straight as I'm going up. I'm just gonna stop this one here, just to kind of show you. We got the 3 points here, so this is gonna have, instead of 4, I did 3 on this one. Math doesn't always work out for me. The main thing is gonna be having your straight line, having your equidistant points for your zigzag, because that's gonna ensure that the next set of lines that you draw are going to be consistent, and you won't have too many discrepancies in the size difference of your pleats. So here, what I'm gonna do is, because I brought this line all the way down here, I'm ignoring this stop line here, and I'm gonna ignore this stop line here. So I'm just going to take these and make, I'm gonna take these lines here and make 90-degree marks on them. Now this is how you size your pleats out. I would recommend starting out at 1 inch. So I go from this point here and mark 1 inch out, trying to make sure that this is going to be 90 degrees with this line. And then I start at this stop point and draw down. And now I measure my pleats. So I'll say for this one I would do 1 inch. All right, so make sure you're at 1 inch, everything's straight. Make your 1 inch marks. These are going to be your pleat lines. I alternate top and bottom with the line. Okay. And I even bring it out just a little bit past where I'm wanting it to end. All right, so now you got your first sets here. So when you get to this line, that's the 90 degree that you want to follow off of, and you want to just start on like the end of this one, mark there, go up 1 inch, and it should line up fairly decent. There's a little bit of a point here. It's because it's not super duper accurate, but as long as it's within like a 1/16 of an inch and you have your right angles down, you're gonna be fine. Inch. All right, so that's your second set of lines. That's going to continue this up. And the equidistance number, how I did 2 inches from the center line, that could be whatever you want it to be. The bigger the number, the more extreme of a angle you're going to have. So you could do it with 1 inch. It's just not going to be as sharp of an angle change. I just like the 2 inch because once you get like the first 2 done, it all kind of like falls into place. Oops. And then this one, I'm ignoring the stop line, so I'm going straight past it. That's essentially what it should be finished looking like when you're done drawing the lines. As far as pleating it, I use these clips. I know you have different clips, but basically the way that I go about it is I'm going to start, this is my up line, right? So I make sure that that's at the top. Next 2 lines are on the bottom. And then this line right here is my straight line. So I'm basically like using that to pleat the next line. I line up the brown lines. Here's where I would clip it. Make sure that this is nice and lined up. The straighter this is, the better your plates are gonna look. I know you probably know some of this shit. This thing's popping in my head, I'm telling you. Down. So for this last one, it could go up. I don't have a bottom line on the back side, but I know that's where it stops. Right, so now I've got that clipped up. What I'm gonna do, basically I'm holding this, pulling this fabric this way a little bit. And then whatever this pleat is, how this line is up, this line has to be up too. Right, so it's up and up. And then this next one here is down. You'll find the point, like it kind of folds up on itself because it's a sharper angle. So you have to pull this way as you're going a little bit, but it all lines up the more pleats you get in it. Right. So now I've done the angle change. There's this brown line right here. Got to line up to this one. It's the first part of the zigzag. Right. Still pleating up. Kind of maintaining those 2 lines there. Right. So you can see this straight line right here. That's the first angle change. but it still lines up straight. Right, so like right now we're at the point of I've got the first 2 rows pinned up. So now I'm going to pull back this way. Basically, you're just alternating where your fabric goes when you do these direction changes. Let's see, like my brown line here now, it's kind of turning a little bit, which I mean, to me, that's still fine because as long as it's not like way out of whack, you should be fine. All right, so now we're on this. Pulling back this way again. So now we got the next set of pleats. This is kind of, the more time you take to like line it all up, the better it's gonna look. I'm just trying to get you the basic gist of it. This is the last one. Oh no, it's not. Second to last. If this part's too fast, feel free to ask me questions too. And then that brown guideline that I'm making, the one that's right here, the one that was zigzagged, is going to be straight. That's where I'm going to start basically my points, if that's all I want is my points. The further out you go, the more extended that the points will be. All right. This one. What happened? This here. This here. So like in the gist, that's the whole thing folded now. This looks like shit, but like like I was saying, the longer you spend, you make sure these blue lines are going to be facing up, and it will do what it needs to. Right? So like that's all folded. So like I would tie right here, and then like this would be my die portion. That's about it, I think. If that's helps, cool. If you need some confusion help, let me know.